career. But when the kid touches the ball, he scores goals.
Say hello to Matt Rambo.
Look at the spin move. As Rambo steps in, sticks it.
Awesome. That was a good time.
Matt Rambo is just taking over.
Having a historic year for the University of Maryland. Matt Rambo.
This is the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. But Bob, this is the end. This is the championship game. How do these two teams temper their emotions to get ready for tonight?
They can't temper them, quite honestly. They have to have them at a high pitch because this will be a really good competitive games. BL Calvert Hall in the last 2 years have played two great games. Calvert Hall won last year in the regular season in overtime. BL nipped them in a close game this season, 8-5, but it was really a two-goal game. They scored one in the open goal. So I think we're ready for something you've been rooting for all year, which is a good close one.
We need a nice tight one. Calvert Hall's got some stars. Who'd you pick for the viewers to look for?
Well, some guys that maybe aren't recognizable other than number 9, Jacob Kelly, the captain of the team, 4-year starter. He had a tremendous game the other day against Loyola with 2 goals and 5 assists in the semifinal win. And he struggled a little bit in the first game this year against BL. So I don't know that you can hold Jacob down 2 games in a row. On defense, George Walsh, he's their most experienced guy. He's a veteran. He's a senior captain of the team. Well, he's going to have the task of covering Brendan Grimes. And as we know, Brendan Grimes is an emerging superstar, just a sophomore. And then ironically, and kind of different, we're throwing in number 30, Ham McPartland, who's just a sophomore, their face-off guy. 1 or 2, but he handles most of them. And Ham had a big game against Boys Latin when they played in the regular season. He handled the draws pretty cleanly against Peyton Giberson. So that's going to be somebody that we're really going to keep an eye on.
The Calvert Hall Cardinals are the defending champions. They're going up against the Boys Latin Lakers. Who are we looking for from the Lake Show to get things done tonight?
I think we'll start with number 5, Reagan McNamara, just a junior, but he's a 3-year starter on defense. And he probably won't cover Jacob Kelly, but he's a quarterback at the defense in front of Chris Brandow. He's a terrific kid. He's very good in the clearing game, and Calvert Hall likes the 10-man ride. We might see Reagan take a long shot. Number 9, Brendan Grimes, the sophomore I referred to a second ago, is having a great season. He scored 4 goals in the semifinal win over McDonough the other night. Big, strapping left-hander who can bring the heat. And then in the goal, BL, the kid that's had the best year in the goal for anybody in our league, and that's senior Chris Brandow. And he's simply been tremendous. He had a great game against Calvert Hall early in the year. He had a great game against McDonough in the semis. So we're looking for big things from him today.
An absolutely fantastic matchup here in the championship game. We'll be back with the opening face-off right after this.
Your summer starts here. With a great deal on a new Toyota, you can celebrate all the season has to offer.
Like graduations, Mother's Day, camping, family reunions, paddleboarding, hiking.
the beach, fishing trips, county fairs, road trips. Me first.
Now, lease a Highlander for only $299 a month. Or buy one and get $1,000 cash back. Pick a Sienna and get 0.9% APR.
Get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes engages their coaches and athletes to grow their faith through sport. Make sure you investigate the amazing camp at Lebanon Valley College this July. The FCA has camps, clinics, huddles, teams. Learn more about the Fellowship of Christian Athletes by going to fcalax.com.
We are set to go for the championship game of the A Conference. Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver, and we will be joined by our third member of the broadcast team, Dan Aburn from Inside Lacrosse momentarily. Bob, final moments. You've been in that huddle. What do you tell them?
Have fun, play hard, don't leave anything in the locker room.
Don't leave it up. They have to hold everything back. Good shot of the referee. Some pressure on them tonight. Be interesting to see how there's David St. Hubbins, Nigel Tufnell, and Derek Smalls. Your officials, Carmen DeJohn Domenico, of course, running the clock once again. Shout out Brian Kelly. Back in the title game. They won it last year. Should be interesting.
We have two Brians, one with a Y and one with an I. And there's the big man, Brian Farrell, with the I. He usually stands out even when he's in a huddle because he is 6'5".
And he stood out on the field as a player.
Yes, he did.
As did Brian Kelly.
Yes, he did. No anthem, Booker. They played an anthem, I think, before the B Conference final that just finished. Gerstel Academy beat St. Peter and Paul from the Eastern Shore in the final of the B Conference. I'm not sure who won this.
Indian Creek.
Indian Creek won the C. Good for them. And we got to give a special shout out to the Archbishop Spalding JVs who won the MIAA A Conference Finals yesterday.
Okay. Chris Brandow in goal for the Lakers. Number 35, we talked about him in the warm-up. Liam Dara will be his counterpart once again, the Calvert Hall goaltender. And your face-off principals, as we see Junior Ubriaco in the BL sideline, that coaching staff. We need to talk a little bit about the assistant coaches tonight too, Bob. They earn their keep. As Peyton Giberson and Ham McPartland get ready to do battle.
Ham tries to go forward more often than not, Booker. Peyton will try to control it, and he did.
Giberson pushes forward, break, and it's a flat break. Grimes, low to high. Great Abe Lincoln's mullet. 1-0, Lake Show.
Booker, in the semifinals, it took BL 9 seconds to score. This one happened a little faster in 7. They go flat on this fast break. You'll see Giberson pops it clean, and there's a flat break, which means everybody's kind of lined up at around the top of the crease. Grimes gets his hands free, and we've seen it countless times this year, and even last year. He's tough to stop.
Goes low to high, puts it up on the top shelf where Grandma hides the Thin Mints.
Calvert Hall guilty of jumping off that far wing a little too quickly, so there was really, that's an infraction.
But still credit a face-off win to the Lake Show, and they have the second possession already. This is Brendan Krause. Shares it with Brandow, now behind with Smith. Smith draws the assignment of Jake Snyder for Calvert Hall, number 47, lanky defenseman. This is a good, strong defense for Calvert Hall.
It is, and they're pressing out here a little bit. BL get their offense started. They'll start it up top. They usually go 1-4 with Kraus, which gives him the ability to go to either side of the goal. He can drive righty or lefty effectively.
Kraus has it stabbed away momentarily, but regathers, carries righty, has Grimes. Grimes on the wing. And through some switches. Oh, now it's going to be over and back.
Turnover. Big opportunity for Calvert Hall, and a little unsettled here.
Clean 3-on-3 right now. Here's Daniel Kelly. Throws it to the trailer. Now it's back to Kelly.
BL recovered pretty well.
This is Jack Sawyer, number 6 for Calvert Hall. The third attackman for the Cardinals, although he is no third wheel.
And Booker, this is the big issue for most teams that play Calvert Hall. They got these two monsters, Mitchell, Grant, number 10, Herbert, number 48, Cole. And which one do you pull? Right now, they've got the pull on Herbert, which means Mitchell or Green here that's got the ball will initiate the offense. And it looks like it'll be Mitchell.
Mitchell, quick dodge, right to left, split shot, goal, high to high. Grant Mitchell unleashing anger. What are you so angry about, Grant? Look at it. Look at it.
Booker, he's outside these hash marks, just barely, but outside them. Goalie Brandow would love to have that one over again.
You can tell by his reaction. You see when this ball goes in the net, you see him double over a little bit. It's just a hard, that's also a hard shot.
Well, when you're 6'1", 6'2", weigh about 210, you get your body behind that. It's going pretty fast.
Great shot of the crowd. A 4-camera production tonight. Thank you so much for making the Game of the Week part of your sports viewing day. Thank you to the Valley Inn and my friend Teddy Bauer and Chris Pelkey over there doing an amazing job. And I know Kevin Pelkey is tuned in, former Calvert Hall Cardinal.
Great ground ball by Gable for Boys Latin Blake. And he effectively got away from the unbelievable Calvert Hall ride. They ride like banshees. They're relentless. Here's Ubriaco. Frequently he'll stay on the field with his pole and he'll set it down screen there. Nothing happened. Now we got Grimes maybe on a shorty. BL needs to get him the ball, which they do.
Yeah, they do, and now he is isolated, but the slide's going to come. Nice inside check. And now BL subs off Ubriaco, but that doesn't mean they're going to slam on the brakes. BL can strike in an instant, as can Calvert Hall. These are the two top teams in the MIAA, and this is the championship game. Thank you so much to Kelly & Associates and FCA Lacrosse. Go to FCALax.com to learn more. So far, the short sticks.
26. Kai Sasaki has made some nice checks.
Here's Grimes.
BL, they put the shot clock on pretty quickly.
Grimes comes around lefty inside. Attempted finish, ball now. Skitters, and Kawasaki comes away with it. Calvert Hall looking to make something happen up the field. Ball out of the stick of Daniel Kelly, but he gathers.
This is a great matchup here. Daniel Kelly against Reagan McNamara, Jacob Kelly against Blake Gable. BL's two best defensemen. But Kevin Davis, their third defenseman, quietly is very effective, and he's covering Jack Sawyer right here with the ball in the middle of the field. He is an attackman, though.
They do like to invert that attackman. Of course, a nice little shout-out time for Dave Huntley, God bless him, who had a tremendous effect on that. While Calvert Hall passes around Dan Aburn, the third member of our crew. Dan, what's it like? We're going to get news from Dan momentarily as Calvert Hall continues to just push it around the outside.
Well, they gave BL the shot clock very quickly, and I don't think they deserve one yet, but if they throw this around one or two more times, I think they would warrant getting a clock. based on how they reffed it at the other end of the field, Booker.
Sawyer, and now it's all the way with Connor Marr. Marr shot over the cage.
Producer Ryan Corrigan getting down on the field.
This is Kelly playing a two-man game with Mincer behind, comes around, and a timely check. He even had the defender's stick caught in his arms.
Booker, we got a lot of young kids that are star powers on both teams. Herbert, a sophomore. There's Gable, a sophomore. Ironically, they're both going to North Carolina. There's a freshman, 43 for BL.
Freshman
Mitchell,
Ben Smith, one of the attackmen.
Yeah, Mitchell just scored that goal. He's just a junior.
Looping pass across the field, and Calvert Hall looking to make something out here. Sawyer.
Those shots are fine. BL doesn't mind giving up those shots. They're under duress a little bit. The last two they've taken haven't even gotten close to hitting the goal.
Jay Kelly, full head of steam. Slams on the break, pauses. First quarter brought to you by your friends at the Valley Inn. Get to the Valley Inn right on Falls Road. Graduation parties, birthdays, anniversaries, any kind of celebration. And I know you will get fantastic service and an amazing menu. Saved by Brandow. Quickly.
This is where they are great. A nice job by Evans here, but he's running to the wrong spot, which is the box.
That is
you want to get away from the box, Booker.
That was 21 Cole Erickson on that one.
They're still on him. BL's got to touch this baby in.
Ref with the arm swing now, and they still haven't gotten it in. They just do.
And Calvert Hall, we've noticed on defense, Booker, they're really being very aggressive in pressing out.
Tucker Booth.
Typically when that happens, you want to get a little head of steam and try to run by somebody. Maybe set a pick on the ball.
Basil Aburn all the way up top. Here's Grimes, inside drive. Ball never made it to the cage, it didn't look like. Aburn, nifty little flip play, and it's a championship game victory.
Well,
on the race to nifty, Bob.
I wouldn't classify that play as nifty, even a little bit.
You want to reopen the door to the... Booth gets a little bit of a step. I've been thrilled by the way he's developed as a player.
Here's that big Garrett Zangalia, 35, playing defense for Calvert Hall. He is a really good lacrosse player. We've seen him also play a bunch of great games this year.
We certainly have, as Grimes looks inside, handled. Aburn makes it.
Good save, Derek got a piece of that. Derek got his big hip over there and got a piece of that when it looked like Booker.
Ben Smith will inbound for the Lake Show. Gets a little bit of freedom, but doesn't want to shoot. There's the effect, a little bit of Liam Darren, that size. He turns and sees nothing. Saved by Dara.
Never got through. That shot never got through, Booker. Here's Trey Smith galloping down. He'll take this to the goal if he gets an opportunity. Here's Conley. He'll take it to the goal. Calvert Hall, very good in transition. Now they're coming back out with their first middies.
And Jack Connolly had a great goal in the semifinals. Third member of our broadcast crew is Dan Aburn from Inside Lacrosse. Dan, what's the pulse like down there on the sideline?
There is a ton of energy. You know, despite this inclement weather, we've got the boys Latin student section going crazy. There's tons of representation from Calvert Hall. You guys have been around this game forever. This is the best game in Maryland every single year. Tons of energy down here. Loving the pace of this game so far, though. No goal, not too many goals, but lots of shots, lots of opportunities. Liking it a lot.
Great pace is right up and down the field.
Mitchell and Herbert both have shorties. Now BL just switch back up. Green or Mitchell will initiate the offense. Green is a real quick player, 22.
Jacob Kelly, little shake and bake. They rhyme, they're both verbs. Green shot. Brandow drops to his knees to fight that one off. Zach Green with that shot, as you see the Calvert Hall sideline motioning in plays.
Booker, BL's going zone here. Number 7, Michael O'Neal playing short stick defensive midfield for BL. He's beat up. He's limping already. Look at him limping right here on the ball. He's trying to gut it out. I'm not sure he's going to be able to finish this game because he's struggling a little bit.
Zone offense right now for the Cardinals. Here's Daniel Kelly. That BL student section making their presence felt. Ball saved, ticked off Brandow, and now it's a mess in front of the cage, and Brandow comes away. Now we get whistles, bodies flying. This might go against the Lakers. It's going to be...
This is a second chance opportunity for Calvert Hall. Chris couldn't control that ball, and the defense had trouble getting it into him. Good play by the Cardinals around the crease.
Daniel Kelly goes behind, gets it back. You can see him stepping in right there. Keep an eye on that for later against this zone.
Calvert Hall's content on just putting one guy inside, Booker, and that's sometimes not quite as effective as having two guys in there, because you draw the wing guys into you. Either the downwing guys or the upwing guys got to pay attention to the crease when you have two guys in there. Now they're rolling 2 and playing a little 1-4.
Daniel Kelly up top.
He's rolling out here.
To Grant Mitchell, now Jacob Kelly. Daniel Kelly, shot, goal. Daniel Kelly goes 5-hole. There's one way to beat a zone.
Shoot.
Make outside shots.
Yeah, if you look at this, it looks like Booker. Jacob Kelly rolled off the crease, so they had a little bit of a 2-on-1 here. And when Daniel shoots, I don't think Brandow's, look, I think he's getting screened. Maybe screened a little bit. I'm not sure he saw that all the way. Great shot by Daniel Kelly through the 5-hole. Look. Yeah, he might have been screened by the defenseman coming out to Daniel.
You know, to allude to Booker's earlier point, when you're facing a zone like this, you're going to need somebody to be a zone buster, and we might see Daniel Kelly be that guy. Such a tremendous off-ball player in this Calvert Hall offense.
Nice play on the ground ball by Cole Erickson, and now Ubriaco comes away, sky whammy, and now gets it to Grimes.
He'll come down and set a screen for Grimes. See if they're not trying to work a little two-man play with Ubriaco. Booker, we got to give some shout out to some of these guys we know who are watching. John Hawley, high school coach in Jacksonville, Florida, checked in today. He's watching the game.
Fins up.
I think Ned Webster out in San Francisco, the head coach of the Cal Bears.
Former coach at Dominican University, the Penguins. Oh. Shot inside, just wide.
Did not have to do that. He could have shot that overhand.
Like one of your old buddies, Guy Matrosini, watching tonight, along with Kevin Pelkey. Shot into the body of Dara.
Dara just standing there, stick up that went right into his stick, but give Dara credit for being where he's supposed to be. Clock's ticking here just a little bit, Booker. We're under a minute.
30 seconds in the first quarter, brought to you by your friends at the Valley Inn, right off of Falls Road. Plan your birthday party, your anniversary celebration, rent out that Valley room upstairs. And of course, their back patio is the place to be in the summertime and late spring. Kelly, under move, can't get the edge. Lobs it up top.
Good defense by the Lakers.
And that will do it for the first quarter. You are watching the Kelly & Associates MIAA Game of the Week, presented by FCA Lacrosse, powered by Lax All-Stars.
summer starts here. With a great deal on a new Toyota, you can celebrate all the season has to offer.
Like graduations, Mother's Day, camping, family reunions, paddleboarding, hiking, the beach, fishing trips, county fairs, road trips, theme parks.
Now, lease a Highlander for only $299 a month, or buy one and get $1,000 cash back. Pick a Sienna and get 0.9% APR.
Get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse-exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats flash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment-dyed, ring-spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on ThunderBayApparel.com.
Dan Aburn, the third member of our broadcast team. What do you like down there, Dan? What'd you learn?
What's up, Booker? I just listened into the boys Latin huddle, and the message from Coach Farrell was just keep shooting. This is the MIAA Championship game. Of course, there's going to be a lot of nerves, but we just got through the first quarter. It's time to settle down a little bit and see what we can really do in this game. Back to you guys.
Guyberson with the nice ground ball pickup. And the Lakers doing okay at the faceoff dot so far.
So far, the Calvert Hall changed up that time. They put in Chris Catonia Jr. He and McPartland will probably keep switching back and forth, and the Calvert Hall just look to see what guy gets hot.
Matt Brandow settling it up for the Lakers behind. Now they push it all the way up top. Matt Brandow selected for that Under Armour senior game, as well as Calvert Hall's Jacob Kelly. So a couple of those guys will be in that Under Armour event June 30th.
But just real quickly, it's starting to rain a little harder. Let's look for these sticks, see how they react. BL's dropped a couple passes, I think.
Krause, shot, goal, Brandon Krause. Slim with the tilted brim.
One thing about Krause, Booker, is he can go either hand very effectively. He scored a goal left-handed against Calvert Hall in the game before, and he scored a goal right-handed. This is him with his left.
Bob, I just have one question for you here in the championship game. What's the score?
It's knotted at deuces. Matty Cruz is happy somewhere out there, Booker.
Somewhere he and my man Jimmy Peacock, Guy Matrosini, Ed Hidalgo, how do you say it?
Hidalgo. Hidalgo.
And Brian Stewart watching in San Diego.
Nice catch by Jacob Kelly there. Catoni had that ball. Guyverson got a good check on it. He threw it high, and Jacob Kelly reached up and got it. Really nice play.
As we see Lee Corrigan making it up. I mentioned him in the last semifinal broadcast. All he did was take Watkins Mill from also ran to a state power, and then the Howard program out of obscurity into a perennial power. Always good to have him joining us here.
Look, we mentioned the injury to Michael O'Neill. We're getting another short stick or pole putting into the game, Blake Gonzalez. And
that's still a shot, so it's technically going to be Calvert Hall ball.
BL's reaching down into their defensive midfield group book. They got a couple injuries. Braden McClure's played excellent for them this year. Excellent. He's not able to play tonight, and it looks like Michael O'Neill's going to have a little trouble as well.
And I know Braden McClure's dad, Dan, probably working tonight. Shot just over the cage.
And we know Calvert Hall, we're pretty sure Calvert Hall's down Tim Kronberger, effective second midi on their team, big-time shooter, as well as...
wow. Oh, what a save by Brando! Oh, and we had a big hit, too. We're going to have a replay of that. Brandow comes up and makes the save, and then goes over and helps Zach Green up. That wasn't the one. That's the hit.
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz.
Did that look like a penalty?
At live action, it did.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, live action, it did.
That's fine. Calvert Hall's got three big-time lefties on their extra man. Look at Peter Ulardo out here with the ball. They love to get his hands free.
And what a great story Peter Ulardo is with the sorrow of him losing his father before the semifinals. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Ulardo family. And Pete we hope he plays a fantastic game tonight.
They rolled Daniel off the crease. Now they're into a what we like to call an offset 3-3.
Oh, Lardo! Shot goal!
Look at how this turns on the Calvert Hall faithful. They know how much this means to Peter, his family, and everybody. That's a cool moment. He's a great kid, captain of the team. It's been a tough couple months for him. His dad's been fighting the illness for a while.
Look at the emotion after this ball goes in. You just see him just explode.
There he goes. He pointed up to the sky. Yep. Did you notice that, Booker?
Yep. It gives you goosebumps to think that a kid can rise to the occasion like that.
Pretty much every Calvert Hall coach went over to give him a hug, guys. Yeah. And the crowd is absolutely electrified right now.
Ham at Partland back for this next face-off by the Cardinals.
And Ham's a grinder. I wouldn't be surprised to see him grind out something today. 3-2 your score now. Calvert Hall leads. Second quarter brought to you by the Mason-Dixon Lacrosse Tournament. Go to cselax.com. And, of course, if you want to tweet at us, just tweet at Booker Corrigan.
Here's
and we'll get some tweets.
Is he going to come down here and pick? Is Grimes going to use him? Beals does that all the time with Ubriaco because he's so adept with his pole.
He is an offensive threat as a defensive player.
Yeah, and he's a guy that electrifies the BL when he gets one of his bombs. Here comes another young guy, freshman Garrett Glatz for BL. BL's pretty young, quite honestly, Booker. They don't start a senior on defense. They do start a
senior in the goal.
Senior in the goal, and they got, you know, Krause is a senior, Ubriaco's a senior, but they got a lot of underclassmen.
Here are the Lakers.
Move and pick. It's a good call, I think, Booker. Glatz was guilty of moving there. You just can't move. It's a big emphasis in college lacrosse, Division I. Big emphasis at all levels of lacrosse is this picking game.
And Calvert Hall does the right thing on the clear. You get the ball to the short stick and let him run it out. And he successfully does. But you're right, Bob. You were talking about the BL youth. There's a lot of youngsters, a lot of deep midfields on both this Calvert Hall squad and the BL squad. I've been thrilled with the play of a lot of Ryan Evans, sophomore, fantastic young man. Cole Erickson doing a nice job. Of course, sophomore Brendan Grimes might appear on a couple all MIAA teams.
Absolutely.
We will get into some of those later.
Oh, Connor Mitchell is playing. We thought he wasn't going to play. He's got a bad hammy. Been fighting it all year. And these are tough conditions for somebody that's got a hamstring injuries because, you know, your foot can slip, your leg can slip on the wet turf. BL goes zone.
Number 21, Harrison Ewing, checking into the game for the Lakers.
Kelly just did his, it looked like he did his very famous.
Saved by Brandow, punched high in the air. Jacob Kelly comes up with it. Ball goes to the end line, and that's going to be Calvert Hall possession, and Chris Brandow's helmet flew off.
Under normal conditions, you don't get a chance, but when there's an equipment issue, they got to give Brandow a chance to put his helmet back on. Well, what I was saying, Daniel Kelly, when he bobbed his head a second ago on a check, Casey Powell made that a pretty famous move and drew a lot of penalties, actually.
Ewing. And now Calvert Hall running that zone offense.
You better believe the Calvert Hall only had one day to practice, Booker, but I'm sure at practice yesterday they did a lot of this. As BL's zone was very effective at the end of the McDonough game. The whole last quarter they were in the zone.
Yep. Daniel Kelly carries up the wing, and here's Ewing. Inside feed just wide by Sawyer. He didn't realize how much time he had.
Well, that time they had 2 guys in there, Booker. It's very hard to watch 2 guys because you're asking your wing guys, again, as I said earlier, your high wing guys or your low wing guys to support in there, and it can be pretty hard.
Sawyer over to Connor Mayer.
See, they cut. There's he trying to draw that little Casey Powell move.
And it's Connor Marr. 1,000 apologies. Shot just wide by Connor Mitchell.
Coach Farrell with a timeout, it looks like.
And we are going to have a timeout as well. Second quarter brought to you by the Mason-Dixon Lacrosse Tournament in November of 2018. Go to cselax.com to learn more. 3-2 your score. Defending champions Calvert Hall, they have a chance to do something no one has done since 2008 when Loyola repeated from their 2007 championship. And then if you notice, there's 7 different champions over a 7-year period from 2010 to 2016. That's a great list of teams.
Crazy. Some
memorable teams.
Crazy. You know, we always say that the MIAA is the best league in the country.
It's the most competitive.
Again, let's make sure everybody understands we're not saying they're the best lacrosse teams in the country because there's so many great ones out there. Calvert, Hill, Darien, Connecticut, Delbarton, you know, Gonzaga. We get that. But from a competitive perspective, 7 different champions in 7 years would, I think, lend some credence to the fact that it is an incredibly competitive
And if
league.
you want to argue the point, show me the other league where they've had 7 different champions in 7 years.
See, now they got 2 guys in there. Let's see if one of them doesn't rotate off. Yep, here comes Green, rotates off a little bit, and they look for that 2-1 that they had earlier.
The zone rotates well there. Mitchell from up top. That's number 10, Grant Mitchell. Number 11 is Connor Mitchell. They are related.
Twin brothers from Georgia, actually. They transferred up here last year for their sophomore year.
I thought they only flew them in for games.
Well, just, I think they come in for practice, too.
It's like Jefferson from Fast Times. Little pressure by Ubriaco now. You see that ability he has to close the gap between himself and the ball carrier.
Well, we're seeing, obviously, an incredibly large amount of Calvert Hall.
Shot goes outside.
The zone is very, you know, Calvert Hall's content on throwing around the outside, taking good outside shots, which they have, but they're only got a 1-goal lead. So BL's right in this game, but they can't let it get away from them because then the zone loses its effectiveness.
.22 Zach Green. Now it's Mitchell across Kelly. Mitchell follows. Shot, goal. Big time shot by a big time player.
Well, that's Mitchell's 2nd goal. This one's right-handed. And this is actually not great defense by BL. They're getting out of their shape a little bit. Reagan McNamara down here on this corner. He chases this down the wing a little bit. He doesn't have to. He's got support there. And then Michael drops back, and then he's a little late getting out to him. It's still a ball that I think Chris Brandow feels that he's got to get. But, hey, they've just taken about 15 shots against the zone in the last quarter, at the end of the first quarter, and here at the beginning of the second quarter.
BL wins the face-off.
And he's under duress by Conley. Nice play by Gonzalez. Timeout, Coach Farrell.
Yeah, you got it. You know that's coming. 4-2 your score. This is the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse.
Actually, that
The champions of today inspire the stars of tomorrow over Memorial Day weekend. Just as the stars of college lacrosse will compete for the 2018 NCAA Championship in Foxborough, Massachusetts, youth lacrosse players from across the nation will also be playing for a title at the NCAA Future Champions Tournament. Each team will receive 20 tickets to the NCAA Championships and have the opportunity to be recognized on the field at Gillette Stadium. To learn more, check us out at cselax.com.
There's your Calvert Hall huddle. They're up 4-2. They're playing against the zone. They're going to be on defense right now. What's the message from Coach Kelly, Bob?
Well, Coach Kelly, they've had the ball on offense for basically, we're 4 minutes left in the second quarter. They've had the ball on offense for virtually the entire quarter. So what he's just telling his guys is, hey, we're in great shape. You don't have to do anything dramatic here on defense. Play good, steady defense. Liam's backing you up. Don't have to make any chances. Don't hit anybody in the head. Don't give BL an opportunity to score a goal on a man up.
And don't let them start clicking.
And if you're BL, they need something.
Ooh, Grimes with the...
They need something good to happen, and they just made a mistake. Could have been the result of the wet stick. And now, don't forget, BL doesn't have any timeouts left, Booker. So Calvert Hall has a chance to really put them under duress. Serious duress. Coach Kelly, he's got 2 in his pocket that he can use.
And the scoreboard shows that each team has 1 left. That first timeout may have been Calvert Hall's, but I don't know. I'm not down there.
It looked like Coach Farrell called that first timeout, but the scoreboard tells us differently. We'll see.
This is Jacob Kelly, number 9, behind to his brother Daniel on the wing. Cole Herbert up to Grant Mitchell. Big right-hander.
And you notice BL has switched back to the man.
Here's Mitchell, gets it back over, and Calvert Hall content to just relax for a moment. Sawyer. And Cole Herbert now with some room with which to operate as the clock trickles down to the 2:30 mark left in the first half. Shot clock on against Calvert Hall.
Now
Sawyer comes around, shot, goal. High to high. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And it's 5-2 Calvert Hall.
Well, he just quicked him. Great play by Sawyer. He got to the goal line, extended, and just threw his stick basically around the goal. Again, I'm not so sure Chris Brandow was ready for that. Had he been on the pipe, I think he was waiting for him to get a little bit higher. Sawyer made a great play, stuck that thing. It's all Cardinals.
Sawyer basically shot that with 0 angle. I think Bob's absolutely right. Brandow looked a little bit shell-shocked in that.
Giberson, quick face-off win forward. That's how we started the game. Shot, goal. Brendan Grimes, you better watch how you're talking and where you walk, or you and your homies might be lying in chalk.
Well, that's 2 of the basically carbon copies. That's how BL started the game, and this is the exact same play. I'm not so sure, Booker, how a defense isn't over on Brendan Grimes, knowing that he's the guy that's going to hurt you the most.
We've also, we talked about the BL flat break, and there's a shot of the sideline celebration.
Well, traditional breaks, Booker, are, triangles. The guy with the ball's coming down, and they want to fill out a box. They got a point man up top. But look, Giberson's a lefty, so it's very hard to initiate a left-handed break when you only have one lefty on your team. So BL goes flat.
Ball pinballs around, and the Lakers competing. They come up with it. Ubriaco shot over the cage.
Great hustle.
And wide.
Great hustle by number 3 for Calvert Hall. Will Thompson got a little piece of that. Great hustle. Great hustle by Ubriaco to pick up that ground ball.
He came from the back of the pack.
That was pretty impressive by both kids, really.
Big sports weekend at Preakness tomorrow, but everybody's really focused on this, Bob. The planet's focused on the A Conference title game and your analysis. Here's Grimes. Looked like he had the itch right there, but he passes it off. Here's Kraus. Kraus gets a step shot. Goal. Brandon Kraus. Paris Hilton, where you at? Come on, Paris.
Well, just when it looked like Calvert Hall might run away a little bit, Giberson pops a face-off clean for goal number 3. Ubriaco picks up a huge ground ball that gave BL possession. And there's Kraus. He scored one lefty, and now he's got this one right-handed. Right down the hash marks. Beautiful shot. Beautiful.
You know, Bob Booker, that one just seemed like simple math. You see Kraus lined up against the short stick. You think you got to take this shot. You got to take this dodge. And he just makes it happen. Like you said in the last game, he's probably the best player on the field in terms of getting to the middle of the field on a dodge like that.
That is the voice of Dan Aburn from Inside Lacrosse joining us. And that's a great perspective, Dan. You're exactly right.
Coach Kelly's going to call a timeout when he gets this one into the box, I think.
Daniel Kelly now doubled, and they haven't gotten it into the box yet. Now the ball flies down towards the defensive end of Calvert Hall. And now Cole Herbert just lobs it in, and Sawyer touches it in.
He does not call a timeout.
And now he does. It's the first time in my life I've ever heard you wrong. We are going to step away also with 46 seconds to go in the second quarter. This is the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invicta has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invicta is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invicta, providing affordable HD video solutions.
And there are our picks. And Bob, the thing I like about it most is we put our names. Dan, you're in red, Booker in black, Bob in blue. We have Grimes. Dan does not. I got Garrett Zengalia, so does Dan. You don't. It's interesting that Chris Brandow was the goalie chosen by each of us, and I chose Giberson as my faceoff guy.
Well, I think overall during the course of the season, Giberson hasn't quite not been as good as Gable Braun, although he's handled Gable Braun in their head-to-head matches. So that's a tough call. The long stick midi, I put BJ at close defense, which gives us room to put Michael Ubriaco. So, you know, I
pulled that trick too.
You know, you're kind of arguing
yeah.
Apples and oranges between those two guys.
And we all picked Liam Bateman, interestingly.
I think
from
Liam's had a
Loyola.
good year.
Yep.
I threw Piper Bond in from Gilman. Kraus has been a little up and down, although he's showing what he's capable of here today. Had he been a little bit more consistent, I think I would have personally thrown Kraus in there, but Piper Bond's really had a great year for Gilman.
And Gilman was just inches away. A couple overtime bounces go a different direction. Gilman could have been in the playoffs this year.
So BL sticking with the zone. They put Michael O'Neill back in the game. Even though he's limping around, he can handle the zone because he doesn't have to run too much. And he is a very good defensive player. Nice handle by Mitchell against that slick turf. Little slick ball.
24 seconds remaining in the quarter. And you do see some whips showing up. Mitchell, 14 follow. They like that shot.
Well, that's the same play that he just scored on. He's a little bit outside the hash marks, so his angle wasn't great.
And now Calvert Hall wants to change who brings the ball in. It's going to be Jacob Kelly. And he lobs it all the way up top. Mitchell with a head of steam. Daniel Kelly now throws it, and that's not going to make it. There will be...
VL can take a shot. If the ball goes into the cage, even if the horn blows, it will count.
And it's not, sometimes it's not enough time to score, but it's enough time to draw a foul.
That's true, too. Ubriaco's a guy you want, but he didn't get it on cage.
And that will do it for the first half. 5-4 your score, Calvert Hall in the lead. But as we like to say, it's an itchy one-goal lead, and the Training Lace halftime show right after this.
Look at the, sorry.
The MIAA is the most competitive lacrosse conference in the country. The 2018 MIAA Lacrosse Semifinals and Championships will be held May 15th and 18th at Towson University's Johnny Unitas Stadium. For a glimpse into the future of the collegiate game, the MIAA, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today.
The action is getting wild and the weather is getting awesome. Check down low, shot, goal, 2 seconds left. These are the games that you'll be talking about for years to come. Log on to MIAAlacrosse.com and make a single game purchase of $10 or buy the whole package. Rivalry Day, plus a quarterfinal, plus both semifinals, plus the championship, all for just $45. This is championship level lacrosse in Baltimore, and you're gonna need to see it all. MIAAlacrosse.com.
Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Undeniable. The road to the Under Armour All-America game.
He's gonna have him shoot over this cage just to get his arms away from his body. So he's gonna shoot over this one into that one. Try to snap it down so we're getting high to low shots. Snap your wrist. Better, better. There you go, there you go. I like overhand. I like overhand on the run. He wants to be great, you know, as talented as he is. You know, his work ethic supersedes that. I mean, he's worked very hard to get where he is.
So we work on footwork, we work on my offhand, my left hand, time and rim shooting, shooting on a run, inside finishing, ground balls, transitional things, moving the ball, offensive sets, literally everything.
Let's get these next 5. Just redodge, split, redodge, and then go. There's no cone, so just hit that redodge. Imagine the slide coming back up and go again. So make sure you're popping out, popping back. There you go, there you go.
The saying that hard work beats talent is completely true.
You're good, you're good. Just keep
There's
shooting.
guys out there that work 10 times harder than some of the most talented guys.
Grab some water, we'll do the star.
And then talented guys ride the pine. It's about the little things, the GBs, clearing the ball. Things like that, the intangibles that really, when you bear down the game, are the things that make champions and make teams successful.
In 2003, Coach John Zissi, a 3-time All-American lacrosse player at Tufts University, moved to California to pursue his passion for teaching and coaching.
I was Jake's middle school teacher, 7th grade, taught him for 7th and 8th grade. You know, he was in my social studies class, struggling a little bit. I said, you know, let's make a deal. I need you to play lacrosse.
And I remember Jake coming home, mentioning to me, saying, I'm not going to play that little stick sport. He was kind of poking fun of it.
He said, you can just play one practice, just try, and I distinctly remember saying, I'll play your stupid sport for one day.
So Jake came out, and I think it was the first time Jake had really struggled with anything.
I was terrible. I was one of the worst guys on the team.
He's such a gifted athlete that football and basketball came so naturally. I think he was intrigued at something that he wasn't instantly good at.
Coming from such a competitive background, that's what drew me to the sport so quickly. I wanted to do better, and I wanted to be the best, and I wanted to excel, and I could not figure it out for, months.
He never put the stick down. He was always carrying it around, cradling it. Everywhere he went, there was pieces of cross sticks all over the house, and I kind of knew at that point that he was sold, and I was happy about that because he never ever complained about going to practice or having games. He was always excited about, I think, the new challenge that lacrosse provided.
I think he was trying to blaze his own trail and a new trail, and lacrosse was new, and very soon Jake became good and it became his sport. Last year was the first year the West really made an impact. We finished 5th out of 10, which is still, it's a step in the right direction, and I think we caught a lot of attention. So we beat Long Island, which is a huge victory for us, and fell just short to the New England team that I think went on to the finals. Jake was a big part of that. He had the game-winning goal in the Long Island game in overtime, and really set the stage for him to come back this year, and hopefully he plays well. So, honestly, the game Saturday, this weekend, should be your tune-up for Under Armour game. Because A, you've been hurt, and B, it'll set the tone for how you're going to play in that game. I mean, it's all your buddies, so it's going to be fun, but it's important that you represent yourself, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
You got a lot to prove. I mean, bottom line, it's important that you do well, because a lot of haters out there.
I don't know, I kind of want to show that like I can play more than just transition,
But I mean, teams aren't going to be, they're not going to be sliding to you early, they're not going to be shutting off. It's just going to be like a normal game for you, which will be good.
Community for West Coast lacrosse just in general is really, really tight. Naturally, we just kind of bond in that way that we are constantly the underdogs. It's not like an East-West thing, it's just that we feel that we have something to prove.
I think generalizations that probably we have the best athletes. I think the coaching is a little bit behind the East Coast.
It's these athletes, these tremendous athletes who used to come to us as athletes but not skilled players, are developing that skill set.
Over the last 10 years, the development's been staggering. It's definitely the fastest growing sport out here. People are playing year-round, and it's insane out here too, starting as young as 1st grade. I think aside from the depth, it's not a whole lot different than the East Coast at this point.
They're quickly becoming a big part of the landscape in Division I lacrosse. He speaks to exactly what I'm talking about. And I think he's a pretty special athlete and an awful talented player.
My fear is being one-dimensional, just my competitive nature.
Presented by Corrigan Sports Enterprises. Events from conception to fruition. Produced by Jalbert Productions International.
Your summer starts here. With a great deal on a new Toyota, you can celebrate all the season has to offer.
Like graduations, Mother's Day, camping, family reunions, paddleboarding, hiking, the beach, fishing trips, county fairs, road trips. Me first!
Now, lease a Highlander for only $299 a month, or buy one and get 1,000 cash back. Pick a Sienna and get 0.9% APR.
Get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life. 5-4 your score here in the championship game. Calvert Hall over Boys Latin. Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver will be joined by Dan Aburn momentarily. Bob, just like the rug ties the room together, halftime highlights and stats tie the game together. Here's your first highlight.
Well, that's actually, it's a very similar goal to BL's first goal. It's the same play, Giverson to Grimes. There's Mitchell cutting hard, left-handed. There's Daniel Kelly against his zone. I think Brandon got screened there. Nice pass, good shot. BL's gonna tie this up. This is Kraus going left-handed, and he sticks this low and away. A beautiful shot, and then Calvert Hall just dominates about the next 6 or 7 minutes and got 2 goals to show for it. This is Kelly. This is an extra man. BL effectively played defense there, and they made a good check, but the ball bounced through, which it clearly does a lot of times, and Big Peter Ilardo stuck it. And then this is Mitchell. Watch. He's going to follow this ball a little bit and just plant down against the zone with a big high Harwin. And I know Brandow would have liked to have gotten. And then it looks dire now for BL as they're about to go. Watch this play by Sawyer. He's not even around the goal yet. He was at the goal line extended and just reached his stick around the goaltender for a goal. 5-2, it was looking bad. And then BL right here, there's Giberson, beautiful face-off. Carbon copy of BL's first goal. And then this is Kraus running downhill. Now he's coming right-handed. And a good, solid bounce shot to bring BL back into this game, 5-4 at halftime.
There's your stats. Ground balls, fairly even. Turnovers, BL with 4. And saves, BL, Chris Brandow already has 6. EMO, they're 1.
Yeah, BL.
And face-offs are a nice advantage for Giberson. Let's throw it down to the field level and get a report from our man Dan Aburn. Dan, what's the pulse down there?
What's up, guys? I just talked to a few Boys Latin players coming out of the locker room, and the message at halftime was pretty simple. Keep grinding. You know, we were down by 3 goals in that second quarter. We were able to get 2 back before the end of the half. Let's just keep working, and this is our game to win. I think, though, for Boys Latin, if you got to look at something to do offensively, I think they got to get Brendan Grimes, their stud sophomore, number 9, going as a Dodger. We've seen him off the wing, shooting that ball off face-offs and fast breaks. I think they got to get him involved as a physical Dodger.
Good point, Dan, but I would also add that let's not sleep on Matt Brandow. You know, he's a 4-year varsity performer. He's a great player. He hadn't had the kind of year we were hoping, or excuse me, Boys Latin was hoping that he would have, but he can influence this game, and he needs to do the same thing.
Giberson wins the faceoff, pushes it back, and now Kraus has it for the Lake Show.
Good.
This is Smith. Now back to Kraus.
Calvert Hall, you know, it's interesting. They didn't come in there on that faceoff with Jack Connolly or Will Thompson. Their 2 main poles. 37 getting the run here, Sean Barwick, just a sophomore. I wonder if one of those other guys is hurt. It's the first time we've seen him. First time I've seen him play this year, Booker.
And Calvert Hall's a great player. Michael McNelly, who's out with a torn ACL. He's been out all year. To think about the depth of this squad.
Dan's asking for this.
Aburn.
Nice check by Big Garrett Zungale. You got his stick out there. He's underneath him. Foul. I don't know what happened there, but BL's guilty of doing something stupid or wrong.
And Zungale will now clear it all the way up to the top of the field and take the run back as Calvert Hall effectively a free possession right now with flags down. All 3 refs throwing the flag. Bastille Day.
Bastille Day. I'm sure BL must have whacked somebody in the head because they were pretty definitive. They all came out at the same time. Free possession. You love these if you're Calvert Hall.
Cole Herbert, top center. As they go 1-4 against the Laker D. Daniel Kelly behind. This is Jacob Kelly. Grant Mitchell. Little roll-off action. Inside to Sawyer, now Mitchell.
Oh, he had his brother open, it looked like, and he didn't give it to him. Good play by Brandow. Just get the ball out of bounds and live to fight another day on this man down.
We will learn of the foul. We got my man Dan Aburn from Inside Lacrosse down there, and my homie Nate doing the camera work. Suffering through the elements. Of course, the usual suspects of Josh and Donnie running the cameras, and of course Donna joining us tonight. Invicta putting together a great crowd. We'll learn of the foul.
Yeah, we're going to get unnecessary roughness on Matt Brandow. Must have been something on the ride. 1 minute.
I did see a guy get knocked down, but I didn't see the hit, so I can't say whether it was, flagrant or not.
You know, one thing I'm curious about Calvert Hall in this man upset is we're going to see that fake flip play that they're usually known for.
Starting 1-4, they'll roll Daniel Kelly here. Watch Sawyer drive across this goal. Next time he gets it, and Daniel Kelly will probably roll behind the goal. Let's see. Here he goes.
Kelly rolls off. Alardo on the wing. Number 50 already has a goal on man up today. Here's Daniel Kelly left side. Jacob Kelly up the wing. On dead center up top now. Inside feed, man gets collapsed on, and they throw it back to Brandow. Up the middle pass, and Ubriaco has it for the Lake Show. He looks to turn the corner.
Nice play by Gable.
Blake Gable.
Play.
Did you see Ubriaco throw that ball to Gable real quick?
I think it was Brandow to Gable that time. That's a big play for the Lakers. They had one possession, didn't get anything for it. Calvert Hall got the ball back, and BL fouled him. And here's Matt Brandow, the guy who was guilty of that foul.
Going against Zengalia. Goes one speed, one direction. And that's going to be BL ball. The Calvert Hall folks are all rammy about it, but it's going to be BL ball. Grimes clearly closer to the spot where and when it went out.
Well, Dan wants to see him go to the goal. BL's very comfortable with this guy going to the goal. Krause.
Krause already has 2 goals tonight, down to Grimes, who also has 2. Smith will zigzag behind. Double team comes. Can he survive? He does momentarily. Now he moves it. Will they move it again? Up top to Krause.
He's got a shorty, and that's Herbert.
Krause throws back. Grimes, great catch in traffic.
Solid defense by the Cardinals. They helped and recovered 3 times just then.
Really magnificent help defense.
And we got Grimes on Herbert, 2 sophomores. They were actually classmates for 3 years at BL. Cole Herbert went to Boys Latin as a middle schooler.
Touch pass goes awry, but it's so much touch on it, didn't make it to the sideline. Here comes Krause. Has steam against Jack Connolly. Checked by Connolly just as he shot it. And now we're going shot clock against the Lakers.
Gee whiz, they just took a shot. That's interesting. Nice save by Dara.
William Dara gets a leg on it, and
one more step maybe for Brandow. He might have had a slightly better angle. This is Swain. Oh, they're under him.
Shot wide, and the BL defender gets knocked to the top. Jack Sawyer putting up what we call a little NHL insurance. Third quarter brought to you by the Columbia Bank. Banking made easy. Go to ColumbiaBank.com. They're a member of the FDIC. My friends at the Columbia Bank, I'm sure, are at the Valley Inn watching tonight. And a shout out to our friends at East Coast Dyes for stepping up and sponsoring the ball supply. East Coast Dyes, fantastic company. Kelly gains half a step. Now the ball pinballs around.
Good defense by Gable. Nice stick by BL. The ball bounced back to the Cardinals.
A little quick job, almost had him. Jacob Kelly backs that up. Stick work still pretty solid for a rainy night. A-Conference Championship game. Booker Corgan, Bob Shriver, and Dan Aburn bringing you the call.
Booker, this Corrigan Sports Enterprise group, starting with Lee Corrigan, Ryan Corrigan, not to mention Andy Biello, Ryan Heacock, have just done a wonderful job putting on this entire tournament. Forget what they've done all year with the MIAA Games of the Week, which have also been, you know, a thrill. It's too bad it's over.
They certainly have. Thank you so much, Bob.
We got a shot clock on the Cardinals.
Sawyer gets his feet set and lets it rip.
Sawyer just kept kept the ball in his stick, and he wouldn't give it up. And he just kept driving and driving and driving, and eventually, watch this, Booker, he just keeps driving hard. Driving hard, and he steps away there. He's pushed, but he takes that push to give him freedom, believe it or not. Watch. That push freed his hands up, and a really good shot off hip, high, big goal for the Cardinals. Sawyer with 2 really impressive tallies tonight.
It was a tough break for
There's
the
a
Lakers.
little Kelly. Go ahead, Dan. Sorry about that. We had
I was just saying, it's a tough break for the Lakers. They played about 2 minutes of good defense right there, and then kind of just give something like that off a push. Yard sale.
And here comes Ubriaco. You know, oh, inside dump. Can't handle. Ubriaco does. Liam Dara punches it away.
Wow, BL had 2 tremendous opportunities there. Dara was up to the task. That's a tough break for the Lakers. Great defense and goaltending by the Cardinals.
You know, guys, we've talked a lot about Chris Brandown and the incredible season he's had, but Liam Dara is also a goalie in the MIAA who's just been a brick wall at times, and once he gets going, he's hard to stop.
He made a couple nice leg saves, and those inside saves right there on transition.
Back to their zone.
Lakers defense in zone, Cardinal offense.
They warned Calvert Hall pretty quickly the last time they had the ball. Let's see if they're quick to put this shot clock on them again if they throw it around a few times.
Third quarter brought to you by the Columbia Bank. Banking made easy. Go to ColumbiaBank.com. Errant pass, but right into the stick of a waiting Cardinal in the form of Grant Mitchell. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that shot clock coming. They get it behind Kelly on the wing. Shot goes wide.
Well, that'll remove any shot clock thoughts for a couple throws around the goal for the Cardinals.
Sawyer more room than he thought he had. Backed up.
Oh,
close.
When that ball went out,
it might have been.
Good call. No, that's a good call. It's a tough call. You know, it's not the guy on the end line that's looking at that. It's actually this guy on this up sideline who makes that call.
Daniel Kelly up top to Mitchell. Mitchell likes what he sees. Brandow likes it even more. Up the field, has a man. Big lob pass.
That's freshman A.J. Hernandez. That was a bad shot by Mitchell. That's one that I know Coach Kelly would prefer that he not take.
Dodging into the double team momentarily, but Krause was available for help, and now Ubriaco gets it behind to Smith.
See if that doesn't give BL a break that they need
just
at this juncture of the game.
Just a pinch, more than 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Well, there's Conley back out on the field. He was out on the last possession, so maybe Thompson's hurt a little bit.
Here's Krause.
Watch
Krause
it back
showing
check.
speed. Bounce pass behind, handled well. Here's Brandow.
Good slide by the Cardinals. Ball's loose. Nobody sees it except for Jack Snyder. They're under.
And Calvert Hall didn't push that one.
That could have been a product of a little bit of a wet stick there. But also Calvert Hall's pressure defense, I think, has affected the BL sticks a lot too. Good check by Reagan McNamara, who we talked about earlier in the contest.
Oh, what a save by Brandow. He has played on. Now all of a sudden, the ball pinballs loose, and Calvert Hall gets it. They just have no quit. They ride when it's not even time to ride.
Well, Brandow made a save that time. This could be offsides. Nope. Yep, that'll be BL's ball.
It's over in the back. It's going to be BL possession. Brandow's ready to run.
That's a break that BL needed. Brandow's on that last save, Booker, excuse me. He couldn't control the ball, and it ended up outside the crease for that hot, sloppy mess that Calvert Hall ultimately picked up.
You know, we've given a lot of shout-outs tonight, Bob. Let's give one to Captain Obvious. Lakers trail by 2 here. If they score, they can cut it to 1. Right?
They can. Lakers are having a little trouble, and I give Calvert Hall all the credit for that trouble.
Yes.
They're pressing out a little bit, trying to use their size and length. I'll come back to Matt Brandau, and Dan mentioned Brendan Grimes. One of these guys got to make a play, I believe, here at the end of the quarter.
Calvert Hall's playing straight man-to-man. Little 2-man game, and run by your guy.
This is freshman Garrett Glatz. See if he doesn't come down here and pick for his freshman teammate.
Inside roll shot just wide by Smith, and he's going to be called for in the crease.
I called a push.
He was pushed in, and you know, I mentioned that Calvert Hall's without Michael McNelly. Boys Latin's without Cam Spencer.
That is correct.
Who is a heck of a ball player.
Well, Cam Spencer, most people recognize Cam because of his brother Patrick, one of the top players in Division I lacrosse. Cam got hurt after about the 5th or 6th game this year, and it really it hurt BL a lot, quite honestly, because they could roll. Smith's done a great job on attack, but if Spencer's out playing.
High bouncer, and it's controlled. 5 seconds left in the quarter, and Chris Brandau gets it off in time, and he just hucks it into the corner. Third quarter brought to you by your friends at the Columbia Bank. This is the Kelly & Associates MIAA Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. End of the third, 6-4 Calvert Hall.
I think BL's pushing the refs there, Booker, for a penalty against Daniel Kelly for a little bit of a late hit. They didn't get it, though.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse-exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats flash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment-dyed, ring-spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on thunderbayapparel.com.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes engages their coaches and athletes to grow their faith through sport. Make sure you investigate the amazing camp at Lebanon Valley College this July. The FCA has camps, clinics, huddles, teams. Learn more about the Fellowship of Christian Athletes by going to fcalax.com.
Scoring a goal in the MIAA Conference Championship game is a memorable occasion. Jack Sawyer, only one who did it in the third quarter.
Jack Sawyer used the defenseman, actually helped him with that dodge. The defenseman pushed him off his line and allowed Sawyer to step back, get his hands free. Great play by Sawyer.
Great shot of the crowd as well as the crowd swells. Student sections representing well on what could be called a sloppy night.
Great ground ball by Ubriaco.
Throws it back to Brandau.
Calvert Hall will ride you. They will not give you any. They won't give you any breaks.
And KD gets it back to Brandau. Brandau goes up the middle of the field.
Good check by Mayer. Great check.
And now Calvert Hall looking to clear. They get it to one short stick, to another short stick, and that should help lead them out.
There's a Calvert Hall ride that's really the first time today, Booker, other than some ground balls around the goal and stuff, but that's the first time Calvert Hall's terrific ride has been a big impact in this game, and that was a big impact because it gives Calvert Hall the ball. They're in the fourth quarter now. The clock is clearly their friend.
Fourth quarter brought to you by Durham Cap. Go to durhamcap.com. And of course, thank you so much to Towson Hot Bagels. Download the app, MyTHB. Grant Mitchell, little zigzag dodge. Nice catch on the play. Mitchell may have put too much on it. Now he's got low to high.
BL, I don't think, can afford to play zone. They need to try to keep a little pressure on Calvert Hall and hope they throw a ball away or take an inadvertent shot like Mitchell took at the end of that third quarter that gave BL a chance.
Nah, Bob's absolutely right. I was listening to Coach Farrell, and he was like, I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive in this quarter, guys. We can't watch large chunks of the clock come off.
Mitchell up top, full head of steam. Sidearm shot, Brandow save, Ubriaco already breaking.
We got a break. BL does have a standard fast break. Through the
nice save by Dara.
Good play by Brandow.
Nice.
Got his hands free and a better save by Dara. I mean, one beautiful play. Dara's been up to the task today.
Timeout called by Coach Kelly to save the possession with 9:39 remaining here in the fourth quarter. This is the Kelly & Associates MIAA Championship Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. Nice shot of the boys Latin huddle. Third member of our broadcast crew, Dan Aburn from Inside Lacrosse. Dan, what are you picking up down there?
Well, Coach Brian Kelly was basically just getting his offense into a rhythm, basically saying if they come out in man, this is what we're going to do. If they come out in zone, this is what they're going to do. I think they want to get another goal here. They're going to, be aggressive on offense and try to put themselves a little farther away from boys Latin.
Did you see Coach Kelly calling that timeout and running down the sidelines?
Yeah.
He was in a dead sprint. He may have a hamstring issue.
He and Connor Mitchell are going to go to the same doctor tomorrow.
Well, it's 2-1 in saves. That's probably indicative of Calvert Hall's having, for boys Latin, but it's more indicative of Calvert Hall having the ball, much more than BL. And Dara, while only 5 saves, he's made some really good, effective ones like that last one.
I was going to clarify, when you say it's 2-1 in saves, you mean he's made twice as many, not just 2.
Yeah, sorry, but 10-5, Brandow, 2 Dara. But again, that's Calvert Hall is taking more shots. Here's Jacob Kelly, who's very, very happy with the matchup that he has. BL's going to be quick to slide. Jacob will look to find the open man.
Jacob Kelly inside feed, ball goes onto the turf, and Chris Brandow comes out and gets it. Long looping pass, and now you just got to run by a guy. If you're a short stick on a short stick,
geez, another turnover.
If you're a short stick with the ball, you just have to turn and burn.
There's the Calvert Hall ride, although I just think that was a pass that slipped out of Hernandez's hands. Looked like it was in Gable's stick. I'm not so sure he saw it. Might have lost it in the lights.
Yeah, those light poles are up on that side. And I mentioned that because I had a young man come off the field one time and say he lost the ball in the lights when it was coming off the end line. There's no lights. I put my arm around him. I said, son, there's no lights down there. The lights might be a little bit too bright for you right now.
Here's Connor Mitchell, the big lefty.
Gets
and
it checked
Ubriaco
away.
has really played a good game.
And now the ball near the sideline, draws the push. Thought he drew a push.
That was a great play by Daniel Kelly. The logical play for so many kids in that position would have been to push him over and get a 30-second penalty. Daniel Kelly held up. Heady play.
Coach's son.
One of the youngsters on this Calvert Hall team that's getting a lot of burn. Ooh, there was Krause.
He's got some wiggle.
He does have some wiggle. He's got a shorty too.
Krause inside feed shot, save Dara. And again, credit that Calvert Hall defense for allowing shots at guys who are going away from the goal. Dara makes better saves then. Effective 5-pass clear by the Cardinals, pushing it down. And Brandow seemed to be all over that one. Goaltender Chris Brandow, unanimous on all 3 of our all MIAA ballots.
Well, Booker, if we stop the game right now, you'd have to credit 2 things for Calvert Hall. Their defense has played exceptionally well. Darius stood up to the task when needed, as he just did then. And then down at the other end, you got to give BL's Blake Gable a lot of credit. He has effectively neutralized Jacob Kelly, has really not influenced the game like he did the other day in the semis, but their middies have. Attackman Sawyer with 2. Grant Mitchell here with 2.
Peter Alardo, we talked about him losing his father this week. Had a huge goal. Mitchell rolls off.
Great catch.
Daniel Kelly on the wing.
Great catch by Daniel Kelly.
And now it's Jacob Kelly. Shot clock on the Cardinals. They have 22 seconds to release a shot and hit the cage. And Kelly's hitches.
Good defense. They better get out on one of these 2 guys. You better get out on.
And now 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jacob Kelly comes up with the loose ball on the end line.
He's going to shoot this.
Grant Mitchell knows they're late in the clock, and that will bring up the shot clock violation. BL ball.
BL needs to get this on offense. And I'm guessing, Booker, if they can get it on offense, Coach Farrell might call a timeout.
Get it to Cole Erickson or Ryan Evans, sorry. They touch it in.
He's saving it.
5:20 remaining.
They need a big play by Brandow or Grimes, is my feeling, Booker, or Krause. One of those 3 guys, but Krause isn't on the field. So Brandow or Grimes going to have to do something here.
Smith turns back, rolls back, and that's going to be Boys Latin ball. Great hustle.
Well, people think that the Calvert Hall guy that dove, that's not your stick that's closest to the out of bounds, it's your body.
Brent Grimes tries to go backdoor cut. Cole Erickson pops it up top. Little 2-man game. Inside feed goes all the way through the defense, and rather fortuitous for the Lake Show. This is Brandow going against Zengalia. Slide comes very quickly.
No call. That was a push, no call. That's a tough break for the Lakers right there.
Ball goes on the ground. Great pickup.
What's the call here? We got a bench technical or something. I'm not sure what the call is.
Nah, Grimes got hit in the face. It's going to be a cross check probably.
Against 2, Calvert Hall?
Calvert Hall. No, on Boys Latin.
Grimes got hit.
It was Grimes who hit him. Sorry.
Oh, I got you.
And that will give us the Towson Hot Bagels man-up opportunity.
It looked like
full time here.
Booker, Dan, if you could back this up a little bit, it looked like BL got pushed right here. Watch this. See if this isn't a push. Yeah, that's a push. That's a 30-second foul, and it wasn't called. And now Grimes going to come up here and hit his buddy, or his former buddy, I guess, and get a full time served. Calvert Hall can put a big nail in the coffin here on this extra man because it's full serve.
4:10 remaining now, 4th quarter, brought to you by Durham Capital. Go to durhamcap.com.
BL's pressing out a little bit. They got to try to make a play.
Inside feed, underneath shot, goal, it trickles in, and Daniel Kelly puts the Hall up 3.
And they're going to have an extra man face-off, Booker. There's still 30 seconds on this penalty.
And here's Kelly just inside.
He got a piece. He got his hands free and shot that on goal. He didn't have a lot on it. Watch him drop his hands and throw this a little bit sidearm. Look at that. Heck of a play. Brother to brother.
And the man-up face-off. Nice play by Calvert Hall so far. Ball goes up in the air. Not everybody knows where it is. Kicked down by Connolly. Daniel Kelly comes up with it. And a timeout by Calvert Hall with 3:40 left, and they are up by 3. Huge moments coming up when we come back to the MIAA Conference Championship game. The action is getting wild and the weather is getting awesome. Check down low, shot, goal, 2 seconds left. These are the games that you'll be talking about for years to come. Log on to MIAAlacrosse.com and make a single game purchase of $10 or buy the whole package. Rivalry Day, plus a quarterfinal, plus both semifinals, plus the championship, all for just $45. This is championship level lacrosse in Baltimore, and you're gonna need to see it all. MIAAlacrosse.com. There is your boys Latin huddle. Coach Brian Farrell, a phenomenal job in his first 3 years at Boys Latin.
Booker, this is his second championship game. They got to the semifinals last year. Coach Farrell is a terrific coach, and he's done an incredible job at BL. I don't think he's going away anytime soon. He knows what he's doing. He's getting beat tonight by a team that's taken full advantage of their opportunities. They've gotten quality defense at one end and some timely goals at this end, and Dara has made some significant saves right at the right time.
Wow, did you guys see that?
A little sky whammy fake, and then they didn't do anything out of it.
Herbert fell down. What happened?
He was faking like he was diving for the ball.
Oh, cool.
They faked as if the ball had gone out of bounds, try to get the boys Latin defense to bite, come out a little bit.
I think they'll stick this shot clock on them pretty quickly.
There it is.
Dan, it's on them already. Calvert Hall's wondering why so quickly. Well, they've been very consistent with it tonight, Booker, and that's how they're supposed to ref the game.
Herbert gets it behind a Sawyer. Now it's Jacob Kelly to Daniel Kelly. Grant Mitchell with some room and space. Rolls back to his right hand. Wants to get something off. Gets it off and scores. My bankrolls on Swope. Grant Mitchell.
We call this nothing but muscle. He just bowls his way through pretty much the whole 4 of BL's defensemen and gets his hands free. Look at that. That's nothing but sheer muscle. Sheer muscle by Grant Mitchell for his 3rd tally. There's your player of the game.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Under Armour underclass.
If you're sticking that out right now, Grant Mitchell is at the top of the hit parade.
Han McPartland back against Peyton Giberson at the faceoff dot.
McPartland's guilty of holding there. BL will get this ball.
The referee pointed the wrong way, and all the kids, it's great. Not one kid reacted to the ref pointing the wrong way. They all went and set up the right stuff.
Look, I'll just go
Krause.
back just very subtly. BL's possession right before those last 2 goals. They got pushed, and there wasn't a call, and it indirectly led to Calvert Hall's 2 goals, and it's too bad. You know, in a game this close, you know, you want the opportunity to get the call when you deserve one, and he got pushed. But give Calvert Hall again. Look at them play defense. They've just been tremendous.
Stifling. BL has been held scoreless this half.
Now, we don't know. We don't think Coach Kelly's got any more timeouts.
That's off
Kelly.
White.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think Coach Kelly had any more timeouts, Booker.
Yep. BL still has 2. The bad news is Calvert Hall's ride is their strong suit. If we're going to get into overtime, we're going to need some things to happen pretty fast with 1:45 left here in the 4th.
Well, you're pretty much you got to go to the rack, you know, and
Krause does so. Bounce pass behind. Grimes working inside.
They got a penalty. Maybe that's the makeup for the one that they missed. I'm not sure what this call is.
Inside shot, goal! And Lake Show keeping things moving. Spalding, get your foot off the boat.
It's a slash, so BL will get an extra man face-off. This is a ground ball that they picked up. Good Lord, I think Grimes fed this to him. Watch this. I think Grimes picks this up and throws it inside. Maybe not.
Basil Aburn with the big finish.
If BL can get this ball, Booker, Coach Farrell can save some time because he's still got 2 timeouts in his pocket and get his offensive personnel on the field.
Michael Ubriaco alone here on this near wing. And he breaks it right out to him, but it goes through the wickets of Ubriaco. And now, great wing play by Giberson. And he just wants to touch it in.
Give it to Ubriaco for a shot.
And they need to make so there's your timeout call. 8-5 your score. This is the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. 1:12 left in the fourth, brought to you by Durham Capital.
Represent for Rough Rider Nation. The Rough Riders have been on top of the game since 2007. Rough Rider alums continue to shine and won national championships at all levels. Rough Rider teams dominate the countryside in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and now Virginia. Check us out online at roughriderlacrosse.com. It's time to ride or die.
1, 2, 3, ride!
Yo, Sean.
Yeah, live!
There's your past MIAA champions. Couple Boys Latin logos on there, Bob.
Yeah, and there's a couple that BL didn't get on there that they played in the finals. Today's included 16 against McDonough. We played in the finals, and 10 against St. Paul's. Calvert Hall's about to put their stamp on 2 in a row, something that hadn't happened since Loyola. Now, if I was Calvert Hall, honestly, I would have played around man down here and maybe shut somebody off.
Shot, goal. Lakers getting a quick one that time. Finished by number 32. Ben Smith coming around.
I might have just, if I was Calvert Hall, I might have just tricked it a little bit, shut somebody off and made them eat up a little bit more time. BL scored that extra man in like 10 seconds. They win a face-off here. They can make it very interesting.
Grimes with the assist on the Smith goal. And the Lakers need a couple like they did to start the game. They scored a goal in the first 6 seconds of the game. They can... Giberson and McPartland doing battle. McPartland comes up with it. No timeouts left for Calvert Hall. Nice takeaway check. Ubriaco, nice ground ball. He goes across the field, and now they pass it into the middle, and that
could have been a hold. They're under him.
Brandow with the nice backup, and they are running and gunning. Timeout, Boys Latin, and we are going to stay here, Bob. You got 2 goals you got to score. You got 29 seconds. You know you have Brandow, you got Grimes, you got Kraus. Calvert Hall might come out in zone. Junk something up.
Calvert Hall, the clock is their friend, so anything that would make BL take, even if it's 15 seconds before they get a decent shot off, would be fine. Me personally, I come out in a zone, but that's just how I would do it.
And the other thing I want to talk to you with our viewers still here, who is your player of the game? Under Armour, Underclass. If you haven't heard of those tryouts, go to underarmourlacrosse.com and sign up. Compete against the best players in your region. Make sure you go to underarmourlacrosse.com if you want to play in front of over 100 coaches in some areas.
Calvert Hall hangs on. I'd actually give it to Jack Sawyer and Grant Mitchell. They scored 5 of Calvert Hall's 8 goals, and impressively, quite honestly, and they were huge. Sawyer's goal put them back up 6-4. Mitchell just put them ahead by 4 goals. His 2 goals early. They're going to run a little mumbo, see if they don't pop somebody off the crease.
Kraus goes to his left hand, pass is errant. The BL staff wants it to be tipped. It wasn't.
The game's over now, Booker. This is Mayer with the ball. He's a great player. BL's got nothing they can do here.
They really can't sit. And credit Brian Kelly and the Calvert Hall staff for doing an amazing job. It is very hard to repeat in this league, and there you see it.